Welcome to Highway Homestead.
We are excited to share something with you that we're going to be having on the farm this year.
That's right.
Well, the roosters are crowing, gonna rise and shine. Daylight's a burning, ain't got a lot of time. When the day is over and the work's all done, we'll sing and dance and have a little fun.
We've been playing this one pretty close to the chest. It's definitely not societal, following society's expectations, which I don't know if you all have noticed this in our videos, but that's not us. We don't follow society.
As we spoke with our 7-year-old today, we're a little bit weird. We're not normal.
Through all of this, we don't want any spotlight on ourselves. We want all of this to bring glory to God. And I'm sure there's going to be negative comments. There always is. But regardless, we're going to share our story, and hopefully it'll help someone else, and just to encourage them and to let you know that it's okay to not follow societal norms. And after we had Katie Ann, she's our third, I did listen to society. I did listen to a lot of influences that were not godly, that were not good in my life. And go to Disney, take your kids to Disney. You need a college fund for your kids that you could retire from, that sort of thing. So after having Katie Ann, I really got my heart set on not having any more children. So I went on July 27th, 2018, and got a vasectomy. Courtney, she was crying. She wouldn't come straight out and tell me that she didn't want me to do it, but I mean, looking back on it, I could see why, because I was, as they say, hell-bent on my choice. And
Well, and I mean, we had talked to other people, like, I was still kind of on the fence. I don't know what we wanted, but even down to the fact of being encouraged by other members in our church to have a vasectomy,
right,
it was the greatest thing ever.
I mean, we had a lot of comments. We had Kale first, which is a boy. Then we had Madeline, a girl. And then, God forbid, we had another child. Why would you need that?
We were not allowed to have the third.
You've got your boy and girl. You need to just stop.
That's exactly right.
So anyway, I went and had a vasectomy, and then everything else changed in life. It was, I had sinned against Courtney. I had sinned against God. It was just, for me, it was sin because I went against the conviction of the Holy Spirit. And that's something we learned a long time ago, is convictions. My convictions are not your convictions.
Right, so we're not saying that a vasectomy is like
wrong. But for us, it was wrong.
For us, it was the wrong choice.
So we began praying, we began seeking how we could remedy this. They're serious when they say that a vasectomy is a permanent sterility. You go and it's final. The insurance will pay for that, but they won't pay for reversal.
No. So we went through a season of praying that maybe it didn't work, and some false hopes that maybe it didn't work.
Right.
But
because it takes a while for it to get out of your system.
Yeah, like 6 months.
But again, it worked. The doctor performed as advertised. So we really began praying and looking into options. There are several different options, but
none of them are cheap.
None of them are cheap. None of them are easy. So we looked at getting it reversed. There's a couple of local doctors. There's one in Chattanooga, which is about 2 hours away, who is fellowship trained to be able to do the worst case scenario. The further you are out from your vasectomy, the more likely that you might have to do an extreme reconnecting and all that. So you would go in to the hospital, he would put you under anesthesia, perform whatever necessary surgery
to make sure that it's connected.
To make sure it was connected, and then that was the surgery from there. And he ran about $10,000, but we really felt like God was leading us to go with a vasectomy reversal. And so we went ahead and scheduled for, oddly enough, July 27th, 2019.
Right.
We scheduled it there. We could have got in earlier with him, but we have
Because this was April when we were talking about scheduling it, and they were willing to do it like
the
within a
next
couple
week.
weeks.
Right.
But for whatever reason, both of us separately felt like I was telling us, no, you need to wait, which was really frustrating for me and you, I think, too, because we're both very, I mean, instant gratification, that's our society.
So we want it now.
Yeah, and it takes time even after the reversal to see if it even worked.
Exactly. So we scheduled it for July 27th.
In Chattanooga.
But the reason we also had that because we have meat birds and other things. That we
Yeah, we were trying to work things around the farm, things,
So,
you know.
But for some reason, Courtney was on some Facebook forum, something,
Yeah.
and Dr. David Wilson of the Reversal Clinic in Fort Gibson, Oklahoma, got mentioned, and so she began researching him.
Yeah.
And he was much more affordable. His procedure was a little over $2,000, and he had a lot of good reviews. But it, you know, when you see something like that, you doubt it. You're like, oh, he can't be that good. So we did some research, looked at his website, read all the testimonies, went through Google, looked at all the reviews there.
His story is pretty interesting too, because he actually had a vasectomy himself after his third child, and then had it reversed. And he was already
He's a urologist.
He was already a urologist. So then he went and got the fellowship training and did all that, and he opened his own clinic, and that's all he does all day long is he performs vasectomy reversals, one after the other.
He felt God calling him into doing this, and he even says in his bio that, you know, God told him what price to charge.
Yeah.
The thing with him is you have to put like a $600 deposit to even get put on a waiting list.
And you don't talk to him to get on that list.
You never hear about it, but apparently reversals are very common. So much so that he only does that. This is all he does, like
Every
4
day.
a day, and he was booked out 6 months.
6 months.
And he does it in Fort Gibson, Oklahoma, and someplace in Rhode Island.
Which I find very strange that, you know, so many people are open and willing to talk about their vasectomies, but we're not open and willing to talk
That's
about
right.
our reversals
People
because
are-
you're ashamed of it.
Right.
But anyways, but yeah, so we put down the deposit
And waited again,
Waited.
very difficult.
for 6 months.
And then, you know, we thought it was ironic because in the midst of thinking about going with him,
And
we
the
put
next
our-
week after
right.
we put the deposit
After we
down,
put the deposit down, the doctor in Chattanooga
called us.
called us, and he had to cancel the July 27th because he was going to be out of town.
He was going on vacation the whole week.
So we just took that as confirmation that God truly wanted us to go to Fort Gibson
yes,
to the reversal clinic.
yes,
We waited and waited and waited because that's how long his waiting list was.
yeah.
Finally, you don't get to choose your appointment. You get an email that says,
Here's your date.
here's your date, show up. And
Sure.
ours was, it was sometime in September, which did not work because we had meat birds, our last batch of meat birds we had to be butchered.
That same week or something, or the
And,
weekend after.
So, very hesitantly and very nervously, we canceled it and hoping
Which
that
means
somebody,
you have to go back on the wait list for 6 more months.
and we were hoping, well, we had noticed on that wait list that people would cancel
Yes.
and you could get one earlier if you needed, which again wouldn't work for us. So we canceled in hopes that God would provide a more convenient time.
Right.
And we canceled, and literally 2 or 3 days later, I feel like we announced our decision to our Bible group.
That's right. The same
And
night. The next morning.
The next morning,
Yeah.
God blessed us with a date that would work,
Perfectly.
which was October 10th.
Mm-hmm.
We'd be done with meat birds. We'd be able to go on a beach trip,
With a beach trip with our friends.
and then we'd be able to make our way out west to
Yeah.
Oklahoma.
Yeah. We got to the reversal clinic, and Dr. Wilson was a one-man show.
Yep, he did it.
He had a nice waiting room for me and the kids.
Very family oriented. They had
Yes.
kid-family movies going,
Mhm. Yeah.
options.
So it was,
And then what we really enjoyed, he prayed for us
Yes.
before the operation, and it was not a little, Lord, your hand be on me. It was a heartfelt, very direct prayer.
yeah, very much so.
And he is. You'll read a lot of reviews about him. He is very
Direct.
and to the point. There's not a lot of fluff.
No.
But that's just his personality. He is efficient. That's the words engineers like to
Well, and I
use.
think you talked to him during the
Yeah,
procedure.
he opened up
and
to me quite a bit because,
he's very similar to Samuel and any other engineer that you know, personality-wise.
which I did. He actually talked to me quite a bit, and about an hour and a half later, I was walking out with a list of instructions and things to do, and not to do, more importantly. And then we made our way back to our little homestead.
Yep.
Now I couldn't lift over 50 pounds for 3 or 4 weeks. Can't remember exactly. But
we got through it. So the next step in this reversal is waiting for 4 months. There's a lot of waiting.
You wait, and then you wait some more.
Right. So waiting for 4 months, and then you're supposed to have a semen analysis completed. And during this time, we certainly weren't like trying to have a baby, but I mean, we were open to whatever God, and that was the whole thing. Even when we had this done, like we were open to whatever God
We were definitely
has in mind for us.
Of course, during this whole waiting period, you have questions just floating and bouncing around. It's like, did it work? And that's
did we do the right thing?
That's big. Honestly, those two are the biggest questions that keep going around. Is did it work? Was that the right thing to do?
Right.
Because we definitely don't want to take God's will into our own hands.
No.
Like I'd already done. And so I was just trying to.
That never works out in our favor.
And as Courtney, we said multiple times, it's okay that it didn't. If it didn't work, that's God's will. We waited, and we were approaching that 4-month semen analysis that was
right.
Dr. Wilson gave you a list of things to do to increase your chances of having a successful semen analysis.
But about a week before we were supposed to have the semen analysis done, we found out that I'm pregnant. So we're expecting our 4th baby, and we'll be expecting it in September. Yeah.
It's going to be a busy summer. We're going to be growing tomatoes and
a baby. So yeah, it's been a little easier to keep this for a little bit longer because of the quarantine. I haven't really left the house, but we're thankful. We're blessed with the opportunity to be able to have another child. That God saw fit to give us another soul to take care of for a few years.
Because at the end of the day, that's what's going to be left. It's not going to be. It's not going to be your farm. It's not going to be your degree,
house.
How much money you have in your bank account.
No.
You know, it's going to be your children. They're going to be left, hopefully, at the end. But eternally wise, their souls.
Their souls will be there.
You're not going to take your house to heaven with you. You're going to take. Hopefully, you're going to take your kids with you. I mean,
that's right.
You can't make that choice for them, but you know, you live your life in a way that would lead them to Jesus, and then you got to pray every day that you know He deals with them and leads them to Himself. And we already know this, that God is faithful through all of this. He is just faithful, 100%.
Right, and we're thankful with the just the respect that we have, like the learning process through this. It was a painful learning process, but it was a learning process that just showed us the respect that we lack for life in this country with abortions, the respect that we as Americans we have no respect hardly at all for life. And like if God has given you the ability to have children and to be able to just be thankful for that. Just don't take that for granted, and know that anything that you do that's permanent is a lot harder to undo. Yeah.
We like to view children as burdens when they are very much a blessing. Every time we've had a child, it's not been the easiest thing, but we have been blessed through it. God has blessed us in some way. We've been blessed every time. And you know, all the negative comments, how many kids are you gonna have, or that's a handful, or my favorite is, do you know where those come from? It's like, yes, I've seen them. I know
or
exactly.
You time for the Duggars.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Yes.
Please don't say that to me.
Be an adult. You know,
right.
Have some respect. I'm not relying on anybody else to take care of my kids.
No.
Not even public education.
We do not have any kind of government assistance at all, so please don't make ugly comments.
We're excited.
We're thankful. We're excited. This is a blessing, and we're excited to share it with you as much as we can as we grow our farm and our family. We try to share as much as we can because we want to give God glory, and we hope that you will join us along the way. Thanks so much for watching. watching.
And we hope you have a good day.
Yes.
What do you think that is?
I knew it!
What is that?
What is that?
Baby! I knew you were pregnant.
Did you know it?
Yes, I
How did you know it?
did.
What is that, Katie Ann?
Yes, we're having a 4